My name is Teresa Cho. Howdy is the official greeting of A&M, by the way. My name is Teresa Cho, and I am a part of the Fighting Texas Aggie class of 2026. Whoop! He said he would hate it if I did that, so I had to. I believe I am a unique case among those who give Deputy Shepherd's testimony, as I am actually the acting shepherd of Central Japan House Church, and I have been acting as a shepherd in the Texas A&M University's House Church ministry system since its conception in the fall of 2022. The reason I stand before you all now is because the Texas A&M House Churches have withstood the countless tests of time and distance, allowing us to recently finish Pastor Stang's trial run of sorts of being associated with New Life. And now, by the grace of God, Central Japan has experienced a multiplication, a new generation of shepherds, and we have gained a missionary family to support. All that's left is for me to give my testimony, so my name and phone number can finally be put on the bulletin after all these years. And now people will be able to contact me directly instead of emailing me about their house church member's cousin's son or daughter that goes to A&M. PSA, please text me before you try email or messenger. In all honesty, the transition between shepherding in youth to shepherding in college was not easy, especially when you consider how new our house church was and how badly some A&M house churches failed before us. When I first agreed to shepherd the house church, my friends and I were so eager to rebuild, I had no idea what kind of struggles lied ahead of me. The only reason I agreed to solo shepherd a house church of 15 and later up to 30 people was for two reasons. One, no one else was willing to shepherd, and house church cannot happen without a shepherd. And two, I had a great time shepherding in youth because my kids were so cute, they always listened well, and they were so easy to love. My youth house church was my second family every week, and I knew I could call house church home. Adults, on the other hand, are not cute. They don't always listen to their shepherds or even their pastors, and they can be hard to love. Yet, after many disagreements, conflicts, struggles, and even tears, I have a giant family at Texas A&M University sitting over there in front of me, watching me give this testimony. If you were to ask me at this very moment, were all of your hardships during shepherding worth it? I would immediately answer, yes, of course it was. However, there was a time when I was unsure if my labor was producing fruit or if I was subjecting myself to pain for absolutely no reason. You see, there was a lot of respect and authority to be earned as a freshman shepherd, especially since I was the youngest even among the freshmen. Not only was I disrespected for my age, I was also ridiculed for my mental health struggles on many occasions. For context, I was and always have been very vulnerable about my mental health during sharing, but because I was so open about it, my mental health issues became something to attack when a member disagreed with house church policies, or even something to blame when someone wasn't happy with the ways I chose to lead. However, it was actually through one of the worst instances of these conflicts that God showed me how worth everything I had done so far, and how worth it was through it all. During an ongoing conflict with a few members, one ex-member humiliated me in public, not just once, but twice. Both times they cursed me out, told me I was a failure of a shepherd and a person, that I was the reason house church was ruined for them, and that I shouldn't be leading any kind of ministry if I was struggling with the things that I did. Yeah. The first time came as a complete shock to me because they chased me down after a physics exam of all things. But the second time was absolutely devastating because I had initially entered the conversation fully hoping for resolution after much prayer and consultation with many of my spiritual leaders, including Pisang and Justy. The second confrontation actually ended up being much worse than the first, as the member was over 40 minutes late to the conversation, despite the location being on campus, ended up calling non-involved members to yell at them and wouldn't even let me leave until they finished calling who they wanted to call. The only reason I was even able to leave was because a house church member was in the vicinity, and they physically pulled me out after they happened to overhear some of the conversation. Keith and Andy, of all people, and they are intern shepherds now, happened to be right next to the building we were in, and Keith had his car, so the member texted Keith to pick us up, and this guy somehow got there in less than 2 minutes. As soon as I got into Keith's car, I started sobbing. I was so disheartened by not just the conversation, but every single house church-related conflict that led up to it. I felt like such a failure of a shepherd, and I was so ashamed of my mental health and how open I had been about it. My world was crumbling, and I thought everything I had done up until that point was for nothing. However, God was so intentional with the members he chose to put right there in that moment. The first member wiped my tears and reassured me that they were grateful for me and proud of me. They told me that house church had saved them and reminded me how everything was worth the effort, even if just one person was saved. But Keith reminded me that it wasn't just one person saved by house church, but two. Although his eyes most definitely should have been on the road, Keith looked me in the eyes and told me my vulnerability was with my mental health is what allowed him to open up, and that openness helped him realize how much God loved him and was there for him. Andy was there with his signature yups, and that's right. But as I wrote this testimony, I remembered that he also found his way to salvation through Youth House Church. I lost my place. Again and again, God reminded me that I cannot and should not please everyone, but everything I do on this earth becomes infinitely more meaningful if I am able to show even just one person how good the Lord's love is through House Church. After that day, I really understood what it meant to leave the 99 and pursue the one, and it's with that mindset that I continue to serve this mission with determination. Although I do not have a shepherd predecessor, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude towards Pisang, Justy, Lauren, and Jason Huang. Without y'all, I would have lost my way a long time ago. I genuinely could not have done it without the love and support that you guys have shown me throughout this journey, and you are truly my role models when it comes to love-driven leadership. Through your guidance, I have learned what it means to joyfully sacrifice my time and my resources for others, and I really hope to reflect that heart of service as I continue to shepherd. Now, as an official shepherd of New Life, I commit to upholding the shepherd's covenant, always doing my best to show sacrificial love, and to continue creating house church precedents that align with New Life's mission. Thank you.